On Thursday, House Republicans scrambled to come up with a new plan to fund the government after billionaires Elon Musk and President-elect Donald Trump tanked their first one on Wednesday. House Speaker Mike Johnson immediately fast-tracked a bill to the House floor, only to see it bombed by a vote of 174 to 235, with 38 Republicans voting no. It's very important because right now the Republican Party is currently saying, "Oh, those Democrats, why would you vote not to fund the government? It's all the Democrats' fault." Not really. Now, the failed bill would have funded the government until March, so it's a continuing resolution, provided billions in disaster assistance, and also suspend the federal government's borrowing limit for 2 years, which is kind of why it failed. Donald Trump's like, we got to remove the debt limit. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll get to that in a minute. But the bill also, by the way, stripped out a lot of important things, a lot of healthcare things. For example, $190 million from child cancer research. Yes. And by the way, this is right after another bill had passed. This was had passed both the House and Senate. It's going to be on Biden's desk here real soon. That would fund the military over $800 billion for this year, or for the next year. So, no cuts in military spending, but plenty of cuts in child cancer research. So, pro-family, everybody. It's the pro-family party. Huh. Now, the previous legislation, the result of bipartisan negotiation, omitted the debt ceiling provision and also included several other items, including a pay raise for lawmakers. Which, if it had passed, and this was one thing that Elon Musk was posting about. He's like, it's going to give a 40% raise to our feckless politicians. Which, hey, I would be against that, but that is not true. Okay, now there is, or was, I should say, a raise, which, if it had passed, would have given a 3.8% raise, roughly about $6,600 in additional salary per year for lawmakers. Now, look, personally, I believe that any congressional pay raise should be indexed to the minimum wage, because I think that, hey, if you get a pay raise, then so should the American people. Okay. But again, it's not the 40% that some idiots claimed, and it's not something to shut the government down over. Some other stuff that this did not include is an NFL stadium in Washington. Okay. Nor does it include funding for the GEC. So wait, what's the GEC? Basically, it's a government agency that conservatives claim is doing censorship against them. Now wait a minute. wait. Censorship against conservatives? Who? Where? The right wing in this country never shuts the fuck up. They are constantly driving the conversation. They are driving the news cycle. You can't get these people to shut up. All right? To claim that you're being censored. You have Fox News, which is the biggest, largest, most watched cable news channel in the country. Right? You have X/Twitter, which is pretty big. You got Meta, okay, which, again, Mark Zuckerberg's given $1 million to Donald Trump's inauguration. All right. You got numerous local TV channels. You've got right-wing radio. Okay. You got all of that. And all the money. Who's being censored here? Who's being... Honestly, somebody... oh, my God. I want a conservative to actually show a real example of them being censored. All right? And what it was. I can guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, it would be, I got censored for wanting to say the N-word. Oh. For saying that word. Oh, I'm being censored for my conservative beliefs. Which ones? You know the ones. I'm sure we do. Okay. Look, here's the thing. The GEC, kind of a bad idea. Okay. In my estimation, and let's be honest, but I don't think it's because it's, doing censorship, right? No, what it's there to do is to fight against Russian and Chinese disinformation, right? And so I don't think that's as big of an issue as the disinformation being put out by our own homegrown people. But what you do actually is, I don't know, maybe you get better at putting out your message. The Democrats need to get good at putting out a cogent message. And maybe they need to engage with, I don't know, left-wing content creators a little bit more. Maybe actually go on their shows instead of insulating themselves in the bubble of Beltway media. Because that's what it is. It's a bubble. And people don't trust that, right? And people are not getting their information from that. They're getting their information now from independent media. And so, hey, Democrats, go where the people are. You got to meet the people where they're at. Are they going on podcasts? Are they going, I guess Charlemagne the God, but all right, or Pod Save America, but are you actually going on small creator, to talk to them? Donald Trump and the Republicans did that. They went on people with small audiences. Donald Trump sitting there having a conversation with a podcaster and nobody knew the prior day. And then suddenly that person gets elevated, blown up in that ecosystem. We do not do that here on the left. The Democratic Party does not support independent content creators at all. And in reality, the Democratic Party establishment hates small creators. Oh, because we criticize them sometimes. Well, then, yeah, that's what happens. So come on. And, if we get something wrong, set the record straight. Have a conversation. Okay? Have a conversation. But anyway, that's the thing. Getting back to the GEC, right? They don't actually focus on America or the United States. It's only to fight Russian and Chinese disinformation, right? And they, I don't think have been doing a very good job of it. All right. And so anyway, this new bill strips funding from them. Okay. Although here's the thing, though. The right-wing reaction to this is hilarious. They actually believe that, this is going to shut us down. Why are you doing disinformation? I mean, if you didn't think that you were doing disinformation all the time, then why would you be worried about getting shut down? No, look, censorship historically comes for the left. Why? It's when they say things that are true. All right? When they say things that are true, but end up not being good for the right-wing or neoliberal governments that are in power. Things like, hey, turns out the Iraq does not have weapons of mass destruction. The official, state was like, no, they have weapons of mass destruction. No, they didn't. But anybody who said that, oh, you're doing disinformation. Oh, okay, yeah. Or you like terrorism. Or here's a more recent example, right? Hey, Israel's bombing innocent people in schools and hospitals. That's not good. Hamas terrorist sympathizer. That's what you are. Fake news. Hamas. Yeah, why are you supporting Hamas? Come on. Look, our government supports Israel and loves war in the Middle East. Loved shutting down those conversations, which were in large part driven by the left, calling out war, calling out Israel for its atrocities. And by the way, there's a majority of the American people that are like, hey, we don't want our tax money to go to these bombs that are being used on innocent people. And of course, the other thing that they want to shut down now is anybody who says, maybe Luigi had a point about our healthcare system. That's another conversation that they would love to shut down. Okay. And again, a lot of that is being driven by the left. Okay. With a lot of agreement, by the way, from many on the right. Yeah. It turns out right and left, not exactly fans of our for-profit healthcare system. So, yeah. That said, the funding for that, the GEC, gone. And it also left a lot of other things out. But that is not why it failed. No, the main reason that it failed, in my estimation, was because of something they put in, which is the increase in the debt limit that Trump was asking for. Some of the people in the party, as well as the Democrats, were like, I don't know about that. In fact, Hakeem Jeffries went after Republicans for pushing to add the debt ceiling demand into the bill, saying that they were going to do so that they could pass deficit finance tax cuts in Trump's second term. So it only lasts 2 years. This debt limit increase. So, I mean, they're expecting, what, in 2 years to lose the House and Senate in the midterms? So they want to spend as much, do as much deficit financed, spending as they can. Interesting. But look, here's what Hakeem Jeffries said. Quote, it's been interesting that to me that for decades, the Republican Party has lectured America about fiscal responsibility, about the debt and the deficit. It's always been phony. This bill proves it. Yeah, look, tax cuts for the rich. Let's be honest. They are the largest driver of the deficit. In fact, in 2023, a study found that the Bush tax cuts have added $10 trillion to the debt since their enactment and are responsible for 57% of the increase in the debt ratio since 2001. Yeah, the Bush tax cuts. Trump tax cuts added even more debt and will continue to add more debt. More than 90% of the increase, by the way, in the debt ratio, if the one-time costs of the bills responding to COVID-19 and the Great Recession get excluded. So basically, tax cuts drive debt. I know. We do not have a spending problem. We have a revenue problem. Basically, rich people are not paying their fair share. Okay? We are a low-tax country compared to Europe. Now, the thing is, though, you ask average people, and they're going to be like, what are you talking about, low taxes? I'm being taxed on my ass right now. You're right. You would be correct about that. We are. We do pay all sorts of taxes as the little guy. And you know why that is? Rich people are getting their tax burdens cut, which the burden gets shifted now onto us, the middle class and the working class. That's it. We pay more of a percentage of our income than some of the richest Americans, like Elon Musk. And so that's the reality, okay? That's the reality here. Now, that said, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they actually want to go further, okay? And do even more tax cuts when they get into power. So, I mean, again, that's the reality here, right? Now, that said, there are Republicans out there that voted against this, 38 of them. A lot of them didn't like getting rid of the debt ceiling. Strangely. For example, Chip Roy, somebody that I don't agree with often, said this: I'm not going to raise or suspend the debt ceiling, racking up more debt without a significant and real spending cuts attached to it. We should instead have revenue increases, because the amount of government spending that we're doing now is actually much lower than it was in the past. Because all they do is cut spending and cut taxes. That's what they're doing. But anyway, Trump wasn't happy about that, saying Chip Roy is just another ambitious guy, no talent. Yeah, so there you go. That said, as I mentioned before, Musk and the others, they're trying to blame Democrats for this, saying, it's the Democrats. I want to shut down the government. No, because in reality, Republicans have a majority in the House. So if the government shuts down, then this is on you for not being able to get your caucus together. time is a ticking before there is a massive shutdown. So y'all better act quick or you're going to ruin a lot of people's holiday. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.